Massive protest erupts in Israel. Thousands of Israelis rally in Tel Aviv. Protesters call for a deal to release hostages held in Gaza. Protesters storm outside defense headquarters in Tel Aviv. Angry protesters raise slogans against Israeli Prime Minister. Call Netanyahu liar. Relatives of hostages slam Israeli government. Chant "Bring them back home" slogans. Amid the escalating Middle East crisis, pressure mounts on Netanyahu government. Amid the worsening Israel-Hamas war, thousands of relatives and supporters of hostages who were taken by Hamas during the deadly attack last year gathered on November 18 in Tel Aviv for the weekly rally demanding a deal to release the remaining hostages held by Hamas in Gaza. Protesters held signs calling for a hostage deal, with one reading, "How much blood will be spilled?" Several of these protesters slammed Prime Minister Netanyahu for failing to secure the release of hostages. Alon Nimrodi, father of Tamir Nimrodi who marked his second birthday in Hamas captivity, lashed out at Netanyahu saying, and I quote, "Prove that you are worthy, make a deal now. Until you do this, you will be remembered for all eternity as a person, not a leader, who sacrificed the lives of hostages." Protesters also called on world leaders to not forget innocents still in Hamas captivity.
I call on you, leaders of the world, President Biden and President-elect Trump, don't give up on the hostages. 2 children, their parents, and 97 other hostages are waiting to be saved, to be brought back home to their families. And to my government I say, Ariel and Kfir are our future, and I cannot imagine what the future will look like if we fail to bring them home.
Remember, more than 250 people were kidnapped and 1,200 killed when Hamas militants burst across the border and carried out a bloody attack on southern Israeli communities. Israel says about 100 are still being held, though not all are believed to be alive. Meanwhile, the Hostages and Missing Families Forum's health team report has warned of the dire health conditions of surviving hostages in the Gaza Strip, as well as the mental state of their relatives in Israel. The health team assessed that some of the remaining hostages have lost around half of their body weight due to the lack of food in captivity, which will limit their chances of survival in the upcoming winter. According to the report, the hostages' loss of body weight and muscle puts them in danger of frostbite, infections, and hypothermia. Without access to proper vitamins, hostages are also in danger of life-threatening heart problems,